You guys know Julia Fox, right? The new girl that Kanye West is dating. Well, she reminds me a lot of inflation. Why, sweetie? Because they both exist because of supply and demand.
Look at the price of this lunch meat. It's normally like $1 or $2.
Kanye had a demand for a new girlfriend after he split from Kim, and consumers right now have a demand for goods and services because they have money in the bank that they want to spend. Between stimulus checks and the stock market doing well and housing prices, people have money. Unlike Kanye, who was able to fulfill his demand for a girlfriend when he met Julia Fox at a New Year's Eve party, consumers aren't able to get their goods, which is driving prices up, aka inflation, baby. So why are the supplies so limited though? Factories shut down at the beginning of pandemic. And then on top of that, there aren't enough shipping containers and the ports are clogged by people who are trying to process all of these imports and exports. So companies can't even get their hands on enough goods to fulfill the consumer demand. And so they're raising prices to cover their climbing costs, and also because their competitors are doing it. And if your competitor's getting away with it, then you can probably get away with it too. And they are. And I know that a lot of people are wondering what the government can do to help this. And it goes back to the Julia Fox analogy, I know you guys remember, about supply and demand. The Fed raises interest rates, then the demand is going to decrease from consumers to buy goods and services because it will be more expensive to buy those things. The government can't really do much about the supply part of it. They can't go to the ports and tell everyone to get going. But they can affect demand, which obviously is a big part of inflation. So hopefully raising the interest rates, which they are expected to do a few times this year, will help decrease inflation.
Before the pandemic, these generic tablets were $3.85. Now they are $8.70. What the America, what the actual
And the consumer price index is really just a way to measure how expensive things are now versus how expensive they used to be. So the CPI will be oh my God, bacon prices are up 40%. And that just means last year they tallied that bacon cost $10. And now it costs, say, $14. I do have good news, though, which is although the consumer price index rose 7% almost last year, the Fed's expected to drop below 3% over the course of this year and to level out over time. Something that's important to understand is that prices increase exponentially over time, but salaries do not. That's why our grandparents who made minimum wage were able to buy houses. But for us, a mortgage is out of the question. The world is more expensive and our salaries have not caught up with the price increases around us. So fun, right? I love it. I love America. So I know you're probably shouldn't I ask for a raise then? And yes, absolutely. Just make sure you stress your other merits too, your work performance, etc. And then hit them with the fact that it's harder and harder to make ends meet,